Welcome to Tea with Teresa. Hold on, my computer's a little up today. Woo. Um, actually, I really hope it's not frozen. Ah, there we go. The chat was taking forever to come up. Okay, let me just make sure sound is all good. Everybody can hear me. Hello, all. Welcome to Tea with Teresa. It seems like forever. Let me put this down just a little bit. Forever ago that I did Tea with Teresa. So much has happened in the world in the last 2 weeks. Let me take this off so no reflection. Um, you can see I've got a slight mask tan. You can see my glasses tan. I've been protesting for the last couple of weeks. Not to every protest, but I think I've been to about 5 locally here in the district. And I want to talk about that. Thank you, baby. My daughter just handed me my tea because I was a little busy with class and other things, so I didn't get the chance to make my tea. So I hope you have your tea. I'm having lemon and ginger today. It's a lemon and ginger day. My allergies are going crazy because I was outside doing my classes and there's pollen everywhere. So, so let me tell you how this goes. If this is your first time to my live, some people share the live and they do a watch party, and there may be questions on that watch party. I cannot see those questions, and if there are questions, if you could come here and post them on this chat or ask the host of the watch party to relay them to me. I'm not sure if that works, but either way, I can't see the questions and I can't answer them. Got paint because I was painting. Also, if you put a question in the chat, it takes like maybe about 5 seconds or so before I actually see it, and sometimes the lag is longer. It depends on how well my internet is working, and I'm working off my phone. So just put them in the comments. And any hearts and likes. Unfortunately, this new setup I've got, I can't see anything, but I do appreciate all of that. So again, welcome to Tea with Teresa. My name is Teresa McCalman. I am running for Senate in the 49th Senate District. And I don't know what number Tea with Teresa is, but it is up there in numbers. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. What phase we're in right now for this COVID. I think we're in phase 2. I watched the last couple of press conferences with the governor because I've been missing them because I've been either working, teaching, or protesting. So I haven't had a chance to really watch his press conferences. So I watched the last couple of ones, and congratulations on LaGuardia. I mean, I know he was screaming for a new airport. We got one. I don't know how much that's going to help the families of those who actually lost family members, myself included in that number, to this virus. So we'll see. I'm sure it's going to give people jobs, and those who are in the union, some nice union jobs, but exactly how that's going to help the rest of us, I am not sure. But last I checked, we're in phase 2. And that means that, sorry, I was looking at the chat. That means that we can go to restaurants and eat, but outside. And the tables need to be 6 feet apart. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's more to it, but like I said, the last couple of ones he kind of like skimmed over it. I see that our numbers are lower. I think yesterday or the day before we were at 73 positive tests, which is huge, a drastic decline in cases, which is great. So we're moving in the right direction, but they're also screaming that there's still a fire, saying that because of these protests, that there's going to be a spike. But they were already saying there was going to be a spike when they started to reopen certain states. So I will be extremely upset if they say these protesters are causing a spike in the COVID when there was supposedly a spike before all of this protests started. And the protest started because we're tired of being killed. But I will talk about that later. So we're in phase 2, and my team is putting up some numbers there. Starting on June 26th, graduations will be allowed. So I heard this the other day, and I said, it's great that on June 26th, graduations will be allowed with less than like 150 people and then 25% of capacity or something like that. But my children graduate before the 26th, and they have to sit and watch a slideshow. Great, thank you. It's nice that you put together a slideshow. I'm hoping that they got every single child in this picture in the slideshow. But my 16-year-old, for those of you who did not see the paper or don't know my children, especially my daughter, Kinney, she's 16 years old, and she worked her behind off to graduate early. And she came to me halfway in tears, very frustrated, saying, they're giving us a slideshow. That's it. They're not doing anything else for us but a slideshow. So we're trying to organize a little roll-up. They told me I can't say roll-up, but I definitely don't want to say drive-by. But a roll-up for my daughter for her graduation, the 17th. Right, Kenny? Because we're going to do something for her. We got her graduation dress. She has her shoes. And she's getting her hair done. Well, she's doing it herself. We're not going anywhere to get her hair done. But anyway. And my 8th grader, who just turned 14. You guys saw that. Her birthday. Sorry, my allergies are acting up, so my nose is itching. We just got her dress. We ordered her dress. Thank God everything's on sale because I am broke, just like everybody else. But she got her dress, and we're going to order some shoes, and her sister's going to do her hair, and we're going to do something for her as well. Because even though it's very nice, we're having a nice slideshow, and I'm sure it's going to be a nice, pre-recorded something that we're going to watch. The kids were actually looking forward to something a little bit more interactive. Just in case y'all didn't know, that Schenectady City School District. And I understand that Schenectady City School District is in a turmoil. They're upside down because of the abrupt exit of our superintendent. And we have a new superintendent, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with that too. But, I mean, unfortunately, the kids are really suffering this year. But anyway. I digress, and I do apologize. Graduations is going to be back on towards the end of the school year. I mean, the end of this month. 26th actually is when the last day my students will have class, so hopefully they will be able to have some kind of a graduation. I doubt it, but it is what it is. But if you want to know more about numbers or anything, what's happening in your neck of the district, please go to ThearseForSenate.com. We have a COVID page. We've had one since March, and it has all the updates. It's updated every single day with all the new things, that executive orders or phases, anything that the governor's saying, we update it every single day. So I just wanted to talk about that real quick. So off of COVID, also if you need masks, at least 2 organizations reached out to me, and they said if anyone still need masks, even if you need extra ones, these are rewashable cotton masks, let me know. I think we'll probably do another thing where we'll put out a forum and connect with people and go all over Schenectady and wherever in the district, and we'll drive the masks to you. And I just helped handing out some masks also at Yates Village. I forget what day it was last week. I only did like a little bag of them, but I was helping out Jamaica. She's always out there doing things, Jamaica Miles. So she's always handing out masks. So if you need anything, you can reach out to her. You can reach out to William Rivas. You can reach out to me. And we'll see about getting you and your family some protective equipment, masks. Okay, guess what? School board elections just finished up the 9th. I think, and my team can correct me if I'm wrong, But I think that voting has been, absentee especially, has been extended a little bit, and we have that information also on the website, at least the connections to your local Board of Elections links on the website. And you'll see that it says absentee, but I think I asked them to change it to voting information or something. I can't remember. But definitely, if you're voting in person or you're voting absentee, we have all that information on the website. You can also call or you can email theresaforsenate@gmail.com, and they'll put that in the comments. You can give me a call. You can message me here on Facebook. You can text me on the campaign line 518-387-9871. If you have questions about how to fill out your absentee request form, you can do it electronic. I think that's the easiest thing to do. Just go online, fill it out electronically, and then they mail you it in the mail. But when you return your ballot, it needs to be postmarked back to them by the 22nd. And you also need to request your ballot before the 16th or by the 16th. And we have all that information, definitely. And I'm sure my team probably will stick that in the comments. All right, if you have any questions about absentee, let me know. But we have ramped up our GOTV. We started it weeks ago, and we're still calling people, letting them know that I am running. I am on the ballot. If you didn't get your ballot in the mail, when you get it, I am the first name, Teresa McCalman. There's one other person on the ballot, but I'm not sure if he's still running. I mean, I don't see him anywhere. But I am. And because we're both on the ballot, you have to choose. So if you want real change, you want a visible, active leader, please vote for me. If you want to know more about me, you can go to theresaforsenate.com. You can look at my bio there. If you still have more questions, I am mostly accessible because, this is the end of the school year. I'm a teacher, but anybody knows I'll get back to you. And if I feel it's been too late, I will apologize for responding late, but I will respond to you, your messages. Just reach out to me and I will respond to you. And I'm hoping to keep this up when I become senator, to be really accessible to my community and to my constituents by phone, by email, as much as possible. And my team knows how I am. I prefer to speak to you personally, not send someone else to speak to you. I don't like that at all. But anyway, if you want to volunteer, help us call people and help them fill out, what to check on their absentee ballot, because it can be a little confusing. You get this form and you see all these things you don't know what to do. And nothing on there says I'm voting because of COVID is stopping me. You actually have to choose temporary illness or disability. That is going to be the definition of COVID, because we are all temporarily unable or disabled and we cannot go to the polls because we do not want to get infected or infect others. So that is what you need to do. But if you're still not sure about what you should be filling in for your application for your ballot, let us know. But when you get your actual ballot in the mail, it is pretty much just like when you go voting at the polls. You get that paper ballot, you circle in my name, you circle in my name, and then you fold it back up, you put it in your envelope. There's two envelopes. There's a smaller one that you put the ballot in, you seal it. I used water, so I put water on my finger and then, because I wasn't licking anything. And then I put it in the envelope, sealed it, and then on the back of the envelope, you need to sign and date it. That's it. Just sign and date it. If you have a witness, there's a space for that for them to sign, but that's a whole nother thing. I think the majority of us will be signing ourselves. I have met some constituents who actually sign as caretaker for them, but they've been doing this for a while and they already know how to do it. But if you're not sure about that either, give us a call and we'll walk through it with you, how to do that. But once you sign your envelope, put it in the larger envelope and then seal that one. You don't need to write anything on the outside of the envelope in regards to what your district is or where it's going. They have stickies on the front that already has all that information on it. So the return envelope is already addressed to where it needs to go, and so is your absentee ballot envelope. It already has everything on the front. All you need to do is sign. You seal it, put your return address up in the top corner just in case. That's what I did because mail tends to get misdelivered. So if it doesn't get where it's going, it'll come back to me if I put my address on it. So do that, send it in, and you're all set. So there's 2 envelopes. The smaller envelope, yeah, ballot goes in, seal that envelope, sign it on the back, then put it inside the larger envelope, seal that, write your name on it, and then your return address, I should say, and then put it in the mail. And that's it. If you're still not sure about voting absentee, let us know. If you want to vote in person, please circle my name in. You know what I'm about, especially if you voted for me for mayor. I'm still that person. I'm still fighting for us. I'm still trying to make the change that we all know needs to happen right now. If this time hasn't shown who are our leaders and who are the people who are truly working for us, if it hasn't shown that now, then I don't know, maybe some people aren't paying attention. But I've been watching and I've been waiting to hear from our leaders during all this, even with the Black Lives Matter protest. Very disappointed with some people, but not surprised at all with a few of our leaders who have not showed hide nor hair during any of this, the pandemic or the killings of Ahmaud Arbery, the killing of George Floyd, the killing of Breonna Taylor. None of this have I seen the people who we need to see come out. So, and I want to talk about quickly before I really go into Black Lives Matter protest about some of the results of that, in particular 50-A. This act was put in place to protect the records of police officers from the public. Like, say, if you had a complaint against a police officer and you wanted to see if this was like a bad habit, so you want to foil his record, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't get it. It would be protected by law. You can't, figure out whether he's had a record or she has had a record before of abuse or misconduct or anything like that, or write-ups. So what's happened recently is that has been repealed. I am super happy that it has. I'm actually a little jealous too, because I actually want to be a part of that. I want to be the one to be like, yeah, that's right, we repealed that, because that is a part of public safety. If we are continuously hiring officers who have a history of abuse, period, and that covers a plethora of the different types of abuses. When I say abuse, abuse of power, abuse of their community, abuse of position, anything, just abuse and misconduct. If we don't know about that, if the public is not aware, then it becomes a safety issue. It becomes a safety issue. And we need to make sure that we are protecting not only our officers, but more importantly, the community. I think that a lot of the time I'm hearing this, we've got bad apples, that's just one officer. But it's been bad apples for the longest time. Like, I mean, if you know you have bad apples, get rid of them. They have a bad rap within the precinct, or wherever they are policing, but also with their relations with the community, but yet you're going to keep them, and then you're going to keep their records secret. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. It gives a bad name to the police district, precinct, and other police officers who work with these people with bad records and bad attitudes towards everything. And it also makes the relationship even more strained with the community. Black and brown people already have a large distrust, a huge embedded distrust of police. And for their records to be protected, especially if they have a really bad record of policing and abuse and just disorderly conduct and a whole bunch of things, and the police precinct is protecting that, I mean, it's wrong. Straight up, it's wrong. So I'm happy that's been repealed. I mean, there's a lot more that I want to say, but I want to go on and on and on. Got about 10 minutes left. Maybe I'll make some other video. I'll just post it or something, because I'm really frustrated with the fact that I kind of, when 58 was up for repeal because of all the protests worldwide, not only just in America, but worldwide, I'm like in tears. My heart is bursting because everyone is protesting across the world because we are fed up and we are tired. And our leadership have finally, well, not all of them, I'm getting to that in a minute, but our leadership has finally said, okay, so they're really pissed right now, so maybe we should stop like abusing them. Yeah. So the people are up in arms and they're burning shit down, and not all of them, but I'll talk about that too. But they're pissed. So maybe we should stop. You should have stopped that a long time ago. But now that everyone is saying stop doing this racist shit, stop abusing people, stop it with the bad apple bullcrap, and just reform your policing. They're like, okay, maybe we should do something. So now 50A is 50-A is being repealed, and we are able now to foil a police officer's record or their file with some redacted information. But I'm hoping they don't take that as like redacting the majority of it, and we just see like 3 words on the form. So I'm really curious to see how that plays out. But either way, that's how it is with 50A. Tedisco voted no. And I thought for sure that he was going to vote yes, because it just makes sense to protect your constituents, to protect your people. I understand that he is pro-police, and it is okay to be pro-police. But when you do not want to make sure that everyone, including police officers, are protected and their rights are protected, you become anti-police. This is anti-police. Because if you do not want to make sure that your police force is filled with great police officers who are there to protect and serve like their oath says, and you're voting against it, then against making sure that you fill up your police force with awesome police officers, and you vote against that, it's time for you to go. It is time for you to go. Are you kidding me? You voted no against 50-A? Why wouldn't you want to make sure that police officers are held accountable for all of their actions? Why the hell would you vote against that? That's not voting in the interest of anyone, not even police unions. Police unions are there to make sure that their police officers are not screwed over by the system as well. But protecting horrible officers' records, protecting their records is not protecting the police officers. It is making a bad name for all of them, and making the situation and the communication and the connection with the community even further apart. And you voted no. You voted no to protect people. That is some bullshit. Who the hell are you there for? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. I have family who are police officers. I have friends who are police officers. And they say, you want to see my record? See my record. Why? Because they are not the abusive assholes that are killing people like George Floyd. They're okay with that. But you don't want 50A repealed because you want to keep those asshole officers? You want to keep the police militarized? For what? For what? This is why people are up in arms. That's why we're pissed. Why do you want to build a police force or the militarized police force against the people? Makes absolutely no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense to me. That means that you want bad apples. You like bad apples. You want a force filled with bad apples, and you're okay with that. I think it's nonsense. Hold up while I take a sip. All of y'all take a sip of your tea. I don't want mine getting cold. Yes, Kevin, exactly, right? It's giving me a freaking migraine. I'm just saying. Just saying. Okay. Enough of that, because I'm just gonna keep going on, and then I'll be preaching, and I don't feel like it. Okay. Black Lives Matter. We all know this. All lives will not matter until all lives matter. Do you get that? Black lives have to be added into that. It's not. And that's why we're protesting. That's why we've been protesting. We tried that peaceful shit. You got pissed at Kaepernick. We tried. You got pissed. We did it all. We've been doing it for decades peacefully. And you got pissed. So, I mean, I do not condone, and I'm going to say this, violence or violent protesting. But I do support protests that disrupt and interrupt. And there is a difference, because that is the point of protesting, that you disrupt and you interrupt so you can make a point so that you are heard. And this quote is floating around, and I was like 3 weeks ago, years old, when I heard that Martin Luther King said this, that protests, or should say riots, are the language of the unheard. Not condoning riots, but I think I said this in one of my press conferences a couple of weeks ago, that I remember being so ignored when I was younger, because I was the baby, and being so ignored and being used and just, overlooked and being unheard, that I developed this habit of building it up, building up, building up, and then exploding. And whoever just happened to be nearby, I would just explode in legs and arms and fists, and and then I was called like some kind of problem child or whatever, because I would just snap. And it wasn't I was just snapping, it was just time after time saying, please, no. And I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. Can we not do that? Can you not? Why are you talking to me like that? That hurts my feelings. And saying it nice and nice, everyone's ignoring you and say, no, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. But being forced to do things you don't want to do, and then being told that your words are being shown or treated as if you don't matter, that stuff piles up, and it builds and it builds and it builds. And then, of course, you explode. As I got older, I learned that the reason why I would do that is because my voice was silenced. It was taken from me. I was not allowed to have one because I was the youngest. And it was very frustrating. And that's not an excuse to be the youngest, but I was kind of a quiet child. Believe it or not, it was. You can ask any of my family. I think I started talking a lot when I was like 14 or between 14 and 16. But I didn't talk a lot. And then when I did, I was just like, I really don't like that. And then nobody would listen. And then the straw would break the camel's back, that last straw, and then I would just explode. So when a voice of a people or a person is constantly being drowned out, is constantly being ignored, is constantly being taken, is constantly being muted, it's just not allowed to be, this is what you get. This is what you get. And I can go on and on about more reasons why, but there are more protests. I do plan on participating and supporting all of my Capital Region communities as much as possible. I wish I can be at every one, but I cannot. I still work. It's part-time as much as it is, but I still work. I have children I have to take care of. They're in the middle of graduating. But I want to be there as much as possible, but I can only be in so many places. And I know a lot of people are asking me, are you going to be at this one? Are you going to be at this one? I will try my best to be there, because I always want to be there. So if I see you, I see you. And we'll be shouting for justice together. Let me see if there's any more questions. Oh, we are in the last couple of weeks before the primary. So please, 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 please. We need your help. I can't see who's watching. I can't see who's on, unfortunately. Hello to everyone, and I do apologize if you're making a comment. I can't see it. If you're here and you're putting hearts or thumbs up, thank you. I can't see it. But if you would like to volunteer, please click on the link. If you can't volunteer, but you want to do something, we're letters to the editors. Please, they need to go out this week. I think this is the last week they're going to be accepting them for the primary or whatever. We've been sending them out for months, and we've heard zilch back from the news. They've, put in other people's letters to the editors, but people who were supporting me just didn't get chosen. I guess, we didn't get chosen as tribute, so oh well. But please, we're going to be submitting some, and if you would like to donate, please, please, please donate. We need to show them that we are serious. We're going to take back our city. We're going to take back our communities. We're going to take back our district. We are going to take back our voices and take back our time. But we all have to do it together. Protesting, running for office, voting for people who actually represent us and our children and our future. Not voting against peace, not voting against humanity, but voting for you, supporting you. I'm going to get upset. I'm already upset. That's why I'm running, because I'm pissed. That's why I'm running. But things are going to change. Vote for me. Donate to me. ThearseForSenate.com. The Act Blue link is in there. And let's do this, y'all. And as always, I'm 2 minutes over. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and drink tea. Black Lives Matter. Always.